And now welcome Sen Rivers, Senator from Legislative District 18. Come on up, man.
First, having listened to all of the speakers, it's become really clear that the mic is a little tricky, so I'm just going to hold it. Thank you all so much for being here today. It is wonderful to see so much civic participation. Whether you're here in support of the project or against the project, I'm so glad that you are here. My job today was to talk to you about the Senate and where we are with funding in the Senate, where this project stands in the Senate. So that's what I'm going to do. I can tell you that concern continues to mount in Olympia about this project. Okay, so don't clap because I don't want you to stop my flow here, all right? From the idea of the funding and the relative unknowns about the funding, relying on a source of money that there's no money in the pot, relying on the fact that our federal government will remain solvent for the next 8.5 years is a little frightening and daunting to elected officials. Just like you, we have to sit around the table up there and we have to figure out how much money we have to get done the things that we need to get done. So concerns about the funding of the project, concerns about the height, and the number of jobs that will be lost when we build the bridge that is too low. Those are all things that we're thinking about. Now I respect my friends over here who want me to build this bridge because it's going to create jobs. But I will not shut down Vancouver's Boeing for short-term jobs when we have long-term jobs that are family wage jobs and union members are employed there. I will not choose between my two children when deciding who gets to stay employed and who gets to be unemployed. A couple of key things that are on our mind in Olympia, of course, are the budget, the transportation budget, and also the transportation package that you've heard about. Now, Governor Inslee, when he came out and he was talking about his transportation package, he said that we must take care of our existing infrastructure first before we start to develop new big mega projects, or before we fund these new big mega projects. Well, it didn't take very long after his election to change his mind about that. So now we have a situation where our maintenance of our existing infrastructure is going to be taking a back seat to the CRC and other mega projects in the state. I don't need to comment about the wisdom of that because intuitively I think that we all know. I do not anticipate a $450 million expenditure in the transportation budget this year. I don't see that getting written in. Yesterday, I was in a leadership meeting, a business leadership meeting, and it was a really great moment when some folks who really want a transportation package asked about that. And our leader, Senator Tom, said, "Oh my gosh, don't get Rivers started." And they didn't. And neither did I. But an interesting development, now we're being told by WSDOT that in addition to restoring the tolling authority to the Transportation Commission, thanks to the good work of, is Senator Don Benton still here? Senator Don Benton and Senator Pam Roach, who made sure that the wishes of the people from I just looked this up because we got so many 11s. 1185 would be observed, and that non-elected people could not levy taxes on the people of our state. So thanks to Senator Benton and Senator Roach for getting the opinion. They got the opinion that said, no, legislature, guess what? You set the tolls. And that's as it should be, because we are accountable to the people who elect us. And that's only fair and reasonable. So lots and lots of concerns, and that's why I don't anticipate that any money will be included in the budget. Additionally, and to my friends here from Oregon, I don't want to offend you, but I do want to let you guys know that you're behind about $24 million. So we've paid more than you. So good for you for being thrifty. We need to take a page out of that book. Consensus appears to be growing that any transportation package that is put forth to the people of this state will not include the CRC. Because people know when they see the project and when they hear about it, something's not passing the straight face test here. You know, my mom always used to tell me when I was growing up, go outside, go blow the stink off, go do something even if it's wrong. So I chanced a visit with her where she said to me, okay, so you get that this is wrong and you should not be doing this, right? Which made me laugh. God bless her for having the ability to pull that back and remind me. As far as the Coast Guard goes, I had a conversation with Rear Admiral Taylor, who is the decision maker at the Coast Guard, about a week and a half ago. I have to tell you that I was favorably impressed by him, and it was kind of I had some trepidation what he might say to me about, oh, don't worry, this decision's being driven by Washington, D.C., or Patty Murray, or who's that guy, Blumenauer? I was a little worried about that. And what he said to me was really reassuring. He said, I have to make the very best decision because I know either way I go, this is going to end up in court. He said, I do not want to be reversed. So it's my job to make sure that maritime commerce remains stable and sound. Proposed mitigation that the CRC has mentioned very briefly, and it makes me smile. It's humorous to me that we think that we can relocate these three massive companies who need these deep port docks, that we think we can just relocate them for a measly $100 million, and I don't know how many thousands that is, you'll have to tell me later. But the reality is that we cannot put them at jeopardy, we cannot put them at risk, and I loved Matt's comments about, let's have more jobs on this side of the river, not fewer. So there's a lot of concern about that, that's figuring in. The last thing that I wanted to talk with you about is all of you. Whether you are for this project or whether you are against this project, you are the most important component of this project. I've had, Representative Pike and I have had several town halls, and it's amazing that the amount of time the Columbia River Crossing, everywhere we go, people want to talk about the Columbia River Crossing. And I'm happy to listen. I listen to both sides because I think any solution is going to be driven by the people in this room regardless of your position. And that's exciting to me. You know, last summer I got to fly out to the John C. Stennis in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That's a nuclear aircraft carrier. And it was very exciting. And they sat me down at a table with 5 Navy guys. Yeah, I don't name. Oh, you know, there are Navy guys. There are servicemen and Navy. And I said, so is there anything you want to know, anything you want to ask about, anything? And the one guy looks at me and he goes, what are you doing about that Columbia River crossing? He said, this aircraft carrier has 2 nuclear reactors on it, and it cost the United States Navy $3.2 billion, and you can't build a bridge for less than that? when I said the most important part was you, that's not pandering, that just happens to be the God's own truth. Letting your legislators know what you think is so important to us. If you have solutions, if you feel you're not being heard, please contact us by email. Our office phones, our websites are all up on the web. See Anna Miller if you need mine. She has it and knows how to get it to you. But here's a caution. I've started to get the pro-CRC emails, and I suspect all of the legislators have, and they're all the same canned message. They all say exactly the same thing. And so guess what those people get from Senator Rivers? They get the same canned answer. Now, is that excellence in government? Maybe not. But I will tell you that it allows me to spend more time on the people who are taking their precious and valuable time to write their thoughts and their feelings about whatever they have on their hearts and minds to me. So to me, it's the only reasonable solution. I thank you all so much for being here today. Please stay engaged and involved, and I'll look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you.